Did you know? Over 80% of coding issues come from skipping object-oriented programming principles? Let's fix that together. Welcome to Algorithmic Mindset. Let's focus on object-oriented programming, or OOP, the backbone of Java development. It's what makes your code reusable, organized, and easy to manage. But don't worry, it's simpler than you think. Many developers struggle with OOP concepts because they're taught in theory, not practice. Ever heard of polymorphism and thought, cool, but what does that actually mean for my code? Today, I'll clear it up with practical examples. Encapsulation is like putting your data and methods into a secure vault. A class acts like the vault, and access modifiers like private, protected, and public decide who can open it. This ensures your data stays consistent and secure. For instance, imagine a bank account class. Encapsulation lets you control how the balance is updated using methods. Instead, you create methods like deposit and withdraw to safely update the balance. This ensures that nobody can accidentally, or intentionally, mess up the account data. Pretty neat, right? Now, let's talk about inheritance, the ultimate way to avoid repetitive code. Inheritance lets one class acquire the properties and behaviors of another. Let me break this down with a relatable example. Imagine you're creating a vehicle management system. You start with a vehicle class that has general properties like speed and fuel capacity. Then, you create a car class that inherits from vehicle. Since a car is just a type of vehicle, it can reuse those properties, but you can also add specific features like number of seats. Now, let's go one step further. Say you want to create a specific type of car, like an Alto. The Alto class can extend car and inherit all the properties of both car and vehicle. You can then add Alto-specific features, like its mileage. See how this builds a hierarchy? It's organized and avoids repeating code for every type of vehicle you want to create. Now, let's talk about polymorphism, the fancy-sounding concept that makes your code super flexible. Polymorphism allows one method to behave differently based on the context. Imagine you're designing a drawing app. You have a draw method that works for different shapes, circles, squares, and triangles. Instead of writing separate methods for each shape, polymorphism lets you use the same method name, and the correct version is automatically called based on the object type. This makes your code dynamic and incredibly powerful. Finally, abstraction. Abstraction is all about simplifying complexity and showing only the necessary details to the user. Imagine a car. When you drive, you only need to know how to steer, accelerate, and brake. You don't need to understand how the engine, transmission, or fuel system works. Similarly, in Java, abstraction allows you to hide complex implementation details and expose only what's necessary. For instance, you can use abstract classes or interfaces to define common behavior without worrying about how it's implemented in each subclass. This keeps your code clean and focused. Here's why object-oriented programming is a game changer. Without it, your code becomes unmanageable. But when you use object-oriented programming, everything is modular and easy to understand. Let's take a real-world example. Imagine you're building an e-commerce site. You create classes for products, customers, and orders. Using inheritance, you can create specific product types like electronics or clothing without duplicating code. Encapsulation ensures that customer data is secure. Polymorphism lets you process orders for different payment methods seamlessly. And abstraction simplifies complex systems by showing only the essential details and hiding the rest. By following object-oriented programming principles, your code becomes organized, reusable, and future-proof. When you embrace object-oriented programming, your coding life changes. Your projects become easier to manage, your code is reusable, and adding new features is a breeze. Plus, these principles aren't just for Java, they're universal. Whether you're working with Python, C++, or any object-oriented language, these skills make you a stronger, more versatile developer. And the best part, you'll spend less time debugging and more time building cool things. Now it's your turn to master object-oriented programming in Java. If this video helped you, hit that like button and share it with your fellow coders. And don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials that simplify coding concepts. Got a coding question or a topic you'd like me to cover? Drop a comment below, and I'll create a video on it just for you. Let me know what you want to learn next.
so hot.